And we're back for the final one for the week. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the room. It's Thursday, January 16th, our final ladies' room for this week. And as always, it's a pleasure to have you here with me. You could be anywhere else, but chose to be here. And for that, I am thankful. Yep, all powered up again. Compliments your friends at Nirvana Spa and Detox Center, as well as Beacon Insurance and Western Union. Thank you so much, guys, for being here with us once again. We have another awesome topic ahead of us, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this. Maybe not in its entirety, but for those of you who are single parents, single mothers, you probably can relate to this situation that this 27-year-old finds herself in this morning. And we are going to discuss that. And as always, we invite you to share your 2 cents or how many you got. And you can do so by calling or sending your voice notes. All right? So we'll get into it momentarily. But as always, special morning to our listeners on 95.1, 95.3. Special morning to my onliners and those of you viewing the live stream. And of course, you can do so as well. Just check out our Facebook page, Power 95 FM Grenada, and you can be a part of the live stream, as well as you can look at it on YouTube. All right? Who's here with me already? Good morning, Shante. Good morning, Lisa. Roderick, good morning. It's always nice when I see the men checking in. I really, really appreciate you guys. Hey, Jay. Good morning, Nakisha. Troy, since yesterday I sent you that message. I understand. All right. Good morning, Ingrid. Good morning, Sonia. Hope you're good, sis. Good morning, Roxanne. Good morning, Jackie Douglas Adams. Jackie, since yesterday I had to address you and I forgot, and you remind me. Could you please do me a favor and stay out of trouble for 2025? Like, when you find your fingers start to itch, just put it in a bag or something, or scratch your head, or pick up knitting or something, or something to do. But little people, children, listen. I swear. What are we gonna do with Jackie? Like, Jackie and Naya have like a special zombie that it takes them. Because sometimes I look at some of Naya's statuses and all I can do is like laugh, like literally laugh out loud. And you know what's funny about it? These two people are people that when you see them in public, it's a different ball game. It's a like, you're like, who is this? Like the energy they have on social media in real life, they're like, water can wash them. But they do the most on social media. Jackie, leave people children alone. I was told to tell you, please behave yourself. Okay? Thank you. Who else is here? Ambika Ventu, good morning. How are you doing, Ambika? Good morning, Rajesh. Good morning, Della. Marlene, how are you? Hope all is well. Nakita, Rita, Spice, God, big up yourself. Kizzy, good morning, sis. Like Kizzy, I find you playing Houdini with me these days. I find you starting to behave like me, and I don't like it. You appear and you disappear, and then whatever. Anyways, get it together. Amanda, good morning. Sky Eyes, good morning. Terrence Wells, good morning, Luke. Grand Rising. Where you get this one from? What Grand Rising? Look at you. Anyways, morning, Linda. Nissy, shout out Marcus, McDonald. Gabby, good morning. Don, good morning. Don, you're scarce these days. I know what's going on with you. Like, they have you on your toes up on the hill. Mervyn, Mark, how are you? Hope you're well. Good morning, Kareem. Hey, Carrington. Good morning, brother. Morning, Diane, Terry. I'm seeing a lot of men in here this morning, and I like it because the conversation is about you guys. So I'd love if you can participate and give us your feedback as to how you would respond in a situation like this. So I don't want to stick on the pleasantries too long because we have a lot to talk about. Morning, Donna. Well, afternoon, Donna. You're in London. Hey, Amanda, JJ, Terry, Chris Edwards. Chris, I got the thingy yesterday. Good morning. Listen, I almost listen. Thank God I caught myself just in time. They shy. Listen, they just Naya and Jackie just behave. At least you didn't respond and didn't prolong it. I can give you credit for that. Other than that, just behave. Okay? All right. Somebody send it for send what for me? Clarina, good morning, sis. You good? Hope all is well. Maria and the folks out in Montreal and Toronto and everywhere else. Charmaine, good morning. Shirley Japal. Doobie, big up yourself, Shauna. Melvin Brown, you cold, bro? You left hot sunshine. Your time so you could have been cooking something nice, lambi waters. No, but you decided to wanted to go in the cold. I have no pity for you. All right. Anyways, my sis, happy Thursday for me. All right. Charmaine, he is good, miserable and troublesome, but he's good. Yeah. Mali's my little buddy company. Hey Judy, haven't seen you for the week, I think. Anyways, welcome to the room. Way Marvin, Kate, and tag them. Let them come in. I want to speak to the men. I want to get the men on this morning. So before we move on, let me just share the situation. Let me just share the situation with you guys. And there's so many different angles we can take this from, right? And that's what I want us to do. It's not about passing blame. The deed is already done. Child already made. So there's no undoing. You can't go and undo it. You can't go and take back your sex. You can't go back and that is over. I just went onto Facebook to find the story, and the first person that popped up was Marisho. Marisho says some of y'all independence t-shirts, they're too loud. Or you can just mock some simple design. Yeah. That is one thing I had to talk about as well. Some of you overdoing it. Y'all congesting those t-shirts and trying to ram a million different simple, easy, happy 51st, happy independence. I saw one and I can't make head or tail out of it. I saw a cow, I saw a sheep, I saw a fish, and I'm like, what does all of this have to do with independence? Can you all just keep t-shirts simple? Otherwise, I'm just going to go in one of the Syrian stores and just buy a flag one and that's it. The end. Yeah, because y'all overdoing it with those t-shirts, man. Like, from since realized t-shirts is now a lucrative business around independence time, y'all overdoing it with the designs. Like, take it easy, all right? Yeah. So the situation now is a 27-year-old. She says she's a female, 27 years old, and been with this guy for 3 years. Nonetheless, she said when they started dating, they were using contraceptives, but I guess they both got comfortable and stopped. Anyway, she got pregnant in the second year of the relationship, and he then tells her she has to get an abortion as neither of them are financially stable to take care of a child at this point. Said she got upset, understandably, she got mad, she cursed him out, and of course, point blank refused to have an abortion. And she told him she would do it on her own. And because of that, homeboy decided to end the relationship because of her decision. Anyways, the baby was born, says she took him to court for child maintenance. And then the family now got involved with mother calling and saying, hey, she's wicked to do that after her son says he doesn't want the child. Now the entire family is mad at her. And she wants to know if she was wrong for doing that. And what do you guys think? Now, I'm seeing a lot of women saying, okay, she was told. But what about people's moral compass? We're speaking about a child here. We're not talking about going and change a wig or change a hairstyle. There's people's moral compass which does not enable them to do certain things. And while it might be easy for some to just, okay, I'm not ready to have a child, I'm just going to get an abortion, for others, it's something that they don't believe in. And it goes against everything for them to do that. So they'd rather have it and try and make it how they could and struggle. So I can't fault her for saying she doesn't want to have an abortion or take it that, okay, he told her to have it, so she should just do it. At the end of the day, it is her body. And what if later on in life she decides she wants to and can't because of that one, decision? Now, I keep saying to women time and time again, coitus is nice. We enjoy fornicating. We enjoy intimacy. We enjoy all of that. But 99% of the time, when pregnancy happens, you are the one stuck with a child you're not prepared for. A mother very, very seldomly walks away and leaves her child. A man can just, and we've seen it, that's why we have single mothers. It's easy for a man to walk away from a child than a woman. And if we were to pass blame, I can't single handedly say it is her fault or it is his fault. Far as I'm concerned, they're both responsible. She didn't just get up and she was pregnant. If the both of you realize, and that is what makes it heartbreaking, because the both of you know that you're not in, neither of you are financially stable enough to take care of a child. Why y'all stop having unprotected sex? So things get nice and we forget, okay, the result of unprotected sex could be unwanted pregnancy, STI, STDs. We just get sweeter and we just take up the sweetness and forget about the consequences of said actions. So it's, whether he said he doesn't want it or he not financial, that is no excuse for, oh, well, he said he didn't want it, so now I have a pass to walk away and not do the. And out of all of this, I think forget the both of them. You know who I'm highly disappointed with? The mother of the man who now decides to get involved, and instead of saying, you know what, this is my grandchild, and although homeboy says, my son says he told you not to have it and he's not responsible, I'm going to do the right thing as the grandmother and step up and see how I can help you and see how much I can, provide for you in the meantime. While he figures himself out, maybe he'll come around to wanting to, maybe when you start, bringing the baby over and he sees the baby and he gets more accustomed or comfortable, then, things might change. How do you, as a woman, another mother, get involved and blame the young woman for taking your child to court and going ahead with the pregnancy when your son is just as, if your son knew he was not in a position, and that goes for both of them, one, why you stop having protected sex? And even though he stopped, why did you stop? We see this time and time again. We hear the cries every single day of single mothers fighting it alone. So you can't continue to have sex and then when you get pregnant, well, you have to have an abortion and I should just jump have an abortion because you said so, because we're not financially stable. I'm trying to really understand how we can blame her and use this get out of jail card that he told her. That ain't nothing. Like I said, having an abortion is not an easy fix or a simple trick or something everybody could live with. Gabby says, you're dead wrong. Grandma wasn't part of the sex. Grandparents aren't responsible. I'm not saying she's responsible. I'm saying I am disappointed in her response. And I think that is where we've been going wrong for the past couple years, and now we're seeing this decline in morals and respect and what have you, because grandparents who are involved in their grandchildren's lives, they help to reinforce that upbringing. So we had more stable, more respectful, more obedient children. So it's not because grandma wasn't involved or wasn't part of those things. Of course, she can't be involved. It does not absolve them of any responsibility. And I think that is why we are the way we are now, because everybody's okay, well, that's not my responsibility. I didn't send you on make child, so that is your problem. And I don't know. I just find that to be an unfortunate situation or thing to say or feel. That is your blood. Yes, she didn't send them, but at the same time, that is your blood. That is your grandchild. So maybe I feel differently about it, and it's okay for everybody to feel different about it. But again, it just highlights the need for people to have conversations prior to just swapping spit and getting nice in bed and enjoying sex and forgetting that pregnancy is part of having sex. People for 3 years, so you're in a relationship for 3 years and you don't know if you're coming or you're going. Where are we going? Are we working towards a family? Are we working towards some sort of long term? Are we just having sex? Are we just have sex? Let's just the sex down the place. And whatever happens, we deal with it when it comes. People aren't having the conversations anymore. Children, do you want any? What are your thoughts on it? Nothing, not a zilch. You just have sex, get pregnant, and then we figure it out. We can't work in figure it out mode anymore. It's easy for people to walk away. And as Gabby said, grandparents didn't send nobody and make child, so then take grandparents are as young as they want to go fed, they want to hang out, they want to enjoy life. They don't want to be burdened down with nobody, children, sit down in no home. They want to go about and do the same things that their children are doing. Grandparents, before we knew them to be like, we saw them as older, more, matronly women. Now grandparents in style. They're getting their hair done, their nails done, they in thing. They in the gym, they're looking good, they're feeling good, and they're not time to sit down home and play no Mother Hubbard to nobody child. So in 2025, if we're still at this place where we're not taking responsibility for our own actions, I don't know what else to tell y'all. I'm sorry. Good morning.
Aruna,
Oi.
I am very disappointed in the women of this establishment. I was reading some comments. Listen to me. There's no one person to blame for this
Nope.
scenario. Both parties need to be blamed. Both of them need to take on their responsibility. Now, she didn't get pregnant by herself. So everybody know from little boy growing up, my grandma used to always say, a woman's strength is she mouth. So yeah, you tell her when to commit abortion, she don't want to commit abortion, she get vexed. So she tell you, hey, no bother, I will take care of myself. There's women, they are customary that. So you go tell me your moral fiber inside you isn't telling you, you know what? I didn't want that child, but I helped bring that child into the world. Let me do what I could do until, you know what, things get better. I don't have to stay together. But the big engine of business is the child, not both of you. She could find an next man, you could find next one. But she is the child that didn't ask to be placed into this earth. And as a father of girls, I mean, here, listening comments about women saying, oh, what he tell you? He tell you he one child. So why he didn't use the condom? Why he didn't continue using the condom? And why she didn't tell him, okay,
That's what I'm saying.
You don't want no children, so every time you're having sex, you need to use a condom.
But then people didn't even have child conversation. The lady just braps and got pregnant. They were using contraceptives before, and like she said, they both got comfortable and just.
But as young people, experimenting. I mean, come on, that it happens. But we all know, without condom equals child. That is normal thing. And for the grandmother now, to be having an issue with this young lady, I mean, something has to be wrong there. Yes, you didn't send your child to breed the young lady, but since we is a Christian society, I'll go to the Bible again.
Christian who?
Like the Bible bad. The Bible said, train up your child.
Listen, we just only pull that Christian card conveniently. Christian society, my foot.
You understand? The Bible said, train up a child in the way he should grow, that when he becomes old, he would not depart from it. So if you train up your child with good morals and values and etiquette, he will say, okay, you know what? I didn't happen. I didn't want it to happen, but it happened. Let me see what I could do. You see, we like to pull things when it's best for us and when it could cover us. So we pull the Christian card, and we pull the devil card, and we pull the Shido good card, and he's a Marco card, and that, but we're not checking the middle boundary. We need to stop that. The essence here is the child. The child didn't ask to come into the world. The child was brought into the world. Man up, grow a spine, and do what you have to do.
Got you. Thanks, bro. Now listen, if prior to her getting pregnant, right, they had the conversation and they both decided, more so the gentleman decided or said to her, listen, we are not ready for pregnancy, so we need to, sort out. We're not in a position, so I'm not ready to have a child, blah blah blah, so we need to do that. And then she turns up pregnant. I would have an issue with that because she knew before. They never had any discussion regarding how they feel about pregnancy and what happens if a child is conceived. They never had that conversation. This whole thing came about after the fact, after she informed him that I am now pregnant. It wasn't a case of he told her during their courtship or whatever ship they had going on, listen, miss, we here swapping spit, but let me protect myself. I'm not ready for a child. I don't want children. I ain't have time for that. I ain't have money to take care of no child now. So we need to, this is how I feel on the topic of having a child. They never had the conversation. None of them had the conversation. She didn't have it. He didn't have it. Perhaps she ends up pregnant. So I can't just work with, okay, he told her not to get pregnant or to get rid of it. If a woman is not inclined, as Shelley is saying, to aborting a baby or have the ability to provide for a baby financially on her own, she must protect herself at all costs. Men cannot be trusted to do the honorable thing. Morning, Gabby.
Morning. No, let me start off. I'm going step by step with all of this morning. For the Christian people in the dance hall here with us, what do believe in abortion, but all you believe in sex before marriage, because them is not husband and wife. So they sin, and then you pick which sin you find is divorce. So you're sexing for 2 years, right? But all of a sudden, no. You're singing for 2 years, but all of a sudden, no. This sin bigger than all the rest of sin and them, right? Because all you too wicked and bad man. Sin is sin. The abortion sin and the sex sin is the same sin. One not bigger than the other. No. Moving along to the grandmother. Grandma ain't saying all you. Grandma is not involved. Auntie, uncle, grandma, uncle, cousin. We decide to be a part of all your life by choice. Nobody owe nobody nothing. Nobody owe. Grandma ain't owe you no babysitting. Grandma ain't owe you nothing. It have some people who don't even know their parents or have grandparents or parents passed away. Grandma ain't owe you nothing. No, to the man. All you have a habit of leaving sexual responsibility and care to us women. Only you feel like if when you stop using a condom because you know how now or you've been sexing for how many ever months, that the responsibility of pregnancy lays with the woman. It is time for men in society to step up. And fathers and mothers out here, it is time for y'all to stop parenting your sons on reproduction issues. You're having sex. The only thing that could come out of sex is pleasure, disease, and children. So you need to tell your children, your boy children, that if you have sex, this is the outcome. As men, you all need to stop leaving things up to women.
Well, they leave it up to women because they know, even though when they step out, child getting taken care of, so it's like, okay, whether child, no child, she go do what she had to do and she go figure it out.
Right. So as women out here, we need to step up and understand what is going on with ourselves. You're in a relationship with a man, you're not married, or they're having unprotected sex. It is your duty as a woman to initiate the conversation. You know, he knows where you stand on abortion. He knows where you stand on taking care of the child, XYZ. When you all get to having the discussion, you then make a decision and somebody go on contraception, or you guys move as whatever is best for the relationship. We seem to be blaming everybody for our lack of intelligence
And
and
being
not
responsible.
ourselves. Relationships between adults, all you're only having sex and partying. All
And
you
they're
need
not
to
having
stop
conversations.
dating.
They're not
All
having
you need to
conversations
talk.
about what happens if I get pregnant. What is your thoughts on having a child? When do you intend to have a child? Where do you see yourself in when and when? We just having sex, and according to Jackie, raw
Yes.
dog nice, and we just having a good
Yes.
time.
We just having sex and we outside posing for picture for go to fit. Yes. You need to change all your ways. Start having conversations with your all partner. At the end of the day, both parties is wrong. Because you as a man, you cannot tell a woman to have an abortion. It's her body, it's her right to pick and choose. Second of all, I don't agree with him not taking care of the child. Because yes, you made an agreement. But you have to understand, in making agreements, people just change their mind all the time. And that's not a guarantee. Somebody telling you, oh, they're going to take care of the child on their
child for
own.
me. You know, more than them out already. You start to cuss him, go up, cuss him down. Listen, I go my child for myself.
Yes,
And it's
you are
only
going to
after
be
child born you realize child and cheap to mine, and you can't do it on your own,
Exactly.
and you realize you need support. Then you figure out, hey, I can't do it on my own. There are women who do it on their own. Kudos to them, but it's not an easy thing to do.
It's not an easy task. And a lot of men, you guys leave it up to the women, and a lot of women out here. And another thing is, yes, she took him for child support. And that's fine. But what about being there for this child? What happens when it's bring your daddy to school day?
Way.
No, we are messing up an entire human being, right? Because I tell you to have an abortion. You understand? No, this child have to suffer the consequences of two stupid people behavior because the child didn't ask for that. So it's unfair to the child, and the only person here in the long run that's going to be severely impacted is the child, and the parents' decision is very poor. It's very poor. I think that the dad should step up and take care of his child, and I think the mom owe the dad an apology as to her decision-making process on going back on her word. But let's not act like if we all didn't go back on our word at some point or another. This situation is a little bit more serious, but still, we have all said we're going to do something or we're not going to do something and did the opposite. So we have to show the mom some grace as well, but daddy need to step up. But in this situation, both of them is wrong.
Both of them is wrong. Got you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Gabs. Always a good point. Good. Have a good one. And that's a point I'm making, that they're both wrong. There's no she's wrong, he's wrong, he's wrong, she's wrong. They're both equally responsible for their decisions, or they're both responsible for not making better decisions, right? Dr. Jocelyn Peters, good morning, says, good morning, everyone. It's essential to approach discussing pregnancy and choices with empathy and understanding. Both partners share responsibility in these situations. If you're not in a stable position to raise a child, it's worth considering the implications of unprotected sex. Both men and women need to be mindful and mature in these circumstances. Let's encourage each other to make informed and wise decisions. And that's it. That is it. He can be mad at her for deciding to not abort a child like he wanted her to. She didn't want to, and she chose to bring forth said child. And of course, he ended the relationship as a result of her going through with her pregnancy, and is now missing in action. Taken to court for support. Family jumps in and they're mad at her because, oh, the man tell you he and one child. Empathy is lacking, and I really hope that he can come around, and everybody, all the parties involved, can come around and see that the only person who will suffer as a result of these, choices is that child, nobody else. And that's what happens when we do things without thinking about the consequences of our actions. And after the fact, if we didn't know, I would I do this? I would no. We have to start taking responsibility for our actions, especially when it comes to something like unprotected sex and pregnancy and all this. Because what you find a lot of the times, women are the ones who are stuck with taking care of a child, and a man can go on and live a meaningful life, go about his business, no responsibility whatsoever, and you are now here with this child. We have to start doing better. Young women, you have to start taking responsibility. Nobody is telling you, don't enjoy yourself. Gallop, have a good time. But there's so many things you can do. Like I said, you all invest your time and attention into everything else but yourselves. You don't even have to go on the calendar and mark your date and 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, and 1 day. If when you have smartphones, there's a million apps on your phones for knowing when you're ovulating, knowing when it's your safe time, knowing when not to have sex. It comes up, it tells you. You can download an app for free. It doesn't cost you anything. If you don't want to do the old fashioned way of mark it off your calendar, download the app and check. When you know that around that's the time when you're more prone to to get pregnant, you abstain. If you don't want to have use condoms or what have you. If you're someone who believes in birth control, you can do your birth control, but you have to stop living something like that up to another person. You have to take responsibility for yourself and your own actions. Because, like I said, it's easy for a man to walk away. You can't walk away. Very rare a woman walks away from her child. You are the one who has to go through the entire process. So we can't just continue to blame this, blame that. You have to, at some point, accept and take responsibility for your actions. You enjoy sex without condoms. Either you know when you're ovulating, know your safe times, or you use birth control. It's simple. Something I don't understand how something so simple you are refusing to do, and then for 9 months you're pregnant, and then for a lifetime you have a child that you have to struggle to take care of. You struggled, and now you're bringing a child in to struggle more. You would think at some point, hey boy, I really fought a hard fight growing up. Struggle was real. And if I ever choose to have a child, I don't want my child to go through the same thing. I will be more responsible. I will have a partner who is equally responsible, who is ready, who I know is in a position to take care of my child. Oh, two of us scrunting and we're making child. Like how? Two of us and the man say that. Two of all you financially unstable. How two of all you scrunting and all you making child? Like, why y'all keep making children into these kind of situations? Like, really? Like, really? And then is the government, oh, the government then doing this, oh, this person then doing that. What about you? What are you doing? Two of all this content in trouble. And sweetness and our dog so nice that nobody ain't stopping and say, hey, let me sort out with sulfur, because at the end of the day, we ain't have it. We can't do it. But are they struggling? Struggles. You just need to stop glorifying struggle love and struggle sex, eh? Y'all need to stop glorifying this struggle sex and struggle love kind of situations. No. And nothing cute about that. Preventative measures lap and cut all over the place. Mr. Man, oh, I don't like to work on them. He does do this, he does scratch. That is your business. No condoms, no dice. Put your foot down. If you're not thinking that, okay, well, go elsewhere where the person doesn't have a problem. But put your foot down. Oh, I don't feel nothing. What you mean you ain't feeling nothing? Why you? So you're a machine? What you mean what you ain't feeling nothing? You don't like to wear because you don't feel. That's your business what you ain't feeling. But sit down there talking about, oh, he say he ain't like it, so I ain't. What about you? Protect yourself. So men in our communities need to engage with their responsibilities actively. Strong communication plays a crucial role in building and maintaining healthy relationships. We can strengthen our connections and support one another by fostering open dialogue. They don't have no conversation. They ain't talking about it. I'm telling you, they don't talk about it. But they don't have no conversations about sex. Just people just having it. There are no conversations, no future planning. use the use the almanac. Long I see almanac. Rajik says, and when that child is taken care by only the mother, and that child becomes successful and achieve whatever they do educationally, the same father is the first to start saying, "That's my child," and start taking credit for the same child they neglected from the time they were conceived. That's being very hypocritical and unresponsible. Of course, that's what they do. That's my big child. Who? Who? Nope. Don't know you, sir. I'm sorry. Annick says, for me, if I made a decision, I made it with the knowledge of ABC and won't expect DEF. And you know when woman mouth open, words jump out. Saying you go do it on your own before the child conceived, and when the child conceived is a different thing. Remember, the man said the reason he wanted her to have an abortion was because they're financially unstable. That means none of them in a position to take care of your child, take care of that child. None can help the other, right? So woman now in the heat of the moment, you're cussing and you're going on with yourself, and you don't go to the go mind me child for myself and so homeboy like, right, go on mind your child for yourself, you go see what I'm talking about. And then two twos, she realized she really can't take care of said child, and that's how the whole courthouse come into play. Jan morning. So I guess struggle sex nice or cuckoos. I don't want. Yeah, Janice was giving them all ones on them. I guess struggle sex nice or cuckoos that don't wash with Dettol. So belly that grumbling is probably a sex song. No, they like it. They enjoying it, Papa. Struggle. Listen, in this day and age, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it anymore. This struggle, sex, struggle, love thing. Nah, we have to stop glorifying that nonsense. Too many children are left to suffer as a result of those decisions. Yeah? And there's no way as a man, even though you said the lady come on, oh, well, mind my child for yourself. You know, man, I said, your heart can even soften a little bit to say, you know what? Me and this woman was together for 3 years. And as soon as child come in the picture, you're gone and you sleeping comfortably at night, not knowing if your child is okay. You're sleeping and snoring, snot and all kind of fresh cold in your in your nose, caca in your eyes, comfortable. One hand fling behind all your hair, dribbling and all your pillow. Song, sleep, and not one night you're up wondering if your child okay, and you're okay with that. You have a special place in hell for people who do that, you know, who have children and don't look back to see if their children okay, you know, and going on about their business to father other children and take care of it, or to do the same thing to another. There's a special place for her. I don't care what your relationship is with a woman. Y'all don't get along. You don't want to have nothing to do with her. Fair, fine, okay. But what a child, an innocent child, do to you to the point where you could turn your back and don't even look back enough to know if your child eat this today, if your child drink some tea before he go in bed or she bed, and you lie down eating 3 square meals a day, and there's nothing that crosses your mind at no point in time to say, I wonder if my child okay, and you okay with that as a man? Ah boy. I don't know what else to tell you, to be honest. Let me play this voice note and come off Denny's Airways and
Yeah, I say no. The mother should not get involved until the doctor did concern. And
what?
she brings because the girl bring the baby. You know what I mean? Because she said why she didn't abortion with her son. She wanted to bring him because she didn't want to kill a child. You understand? So why now she fix with the girl covering she got child? You know, so
Me not understand what you say there. No, is a good thing because I find what you say there aligning with how I feeling this morning at all. Find you coming contrary about something about why the woman the woman vex. Anyways, moving on. Landy morning. My point remains. I wish men would wake up and smell the coffee. So that's why Rose and sex toys are taking over. Because people can't deal with the drama. You get the same feeling for less problems. Like a 2-for-1 deal. Less struggle, less problems. So Warm up your machine and do your do and call it a judge at the end of the day. Enjoy it and you're done with it. But jokes aside, I pray that this young man would come to his senses. Yes, it was not done in the way you'd like it to be done. Yes, she did not have the abortion as you requested. That is also her choice. But I hope you would find it in your heart to have some compassion, if not for the mother, for your child. This is your blood, your child. I hope and pray that you would find it in your heart to help and support her in any way that you can. You did indicate that you all were not in a position financially. Child is here and nothing you can do about that. She did not have the abortion, but whatever you can do, please support. Don't let how you feel about her override what you should do, what is right. As you said, she said what she said, but circumstances change. Pointing, if you did not want the child, then simple. Wear a condom, wear protection. You know that's how you feel about it, but you get nice and get comfortable and all you're going raw. Boy, I don't know what else to tell you, I swear. Let me hear what this person is saying and then go about my business.
No, I want something different, But if he had get AIDS now, why would that be said? A child come, you should be glad and take care of the child.
if you did catch what?
No, I want something different, But if he had get AIDS now, why would that be said?
If you get AIDS?
A child come, you should be glad and take care of the child.
Maybe if you get AIDS, I hear a different story, but I hear about police and hospital in this instance. Mohammed, I guess you joined late because there's no all blame going to the man. We said it is both of them. They're both equally responsible. As a matter of fact, I'm putting more responsibility on the woman than on the man because there are statistics to show, there's evidence to show and support. And I'm sure this young lady knows of other single women other single mothers taking care of their children. So that is why I always put the blame on women who find themselves in certain situations where pregnancy and not taking care of child is concerned. Because, like I said, more times than not, you are the one left to take care of that child while a man is able to move on, either move on to another relationship, travel, do whatever with his life without anything to hamper his movements, while you are now stuck with that child and you have to take care of it. They are both responsible. There's no he's more or she's less. They're equally responsible for this situation. They're both adults. She's 27, so I guess she was 25 when they met. That is more than enough to have sense. I'm not sure how old the gentleman is, but she's 27 now. So they're both equally responsible for this situation. That's all. She didn't have to read no lines. She just had to protect herself and continue to protect herself like she was doing from jump until she get nice and sweet and both of them get comfortable and figure, okay, well, child, contraceptives or condoms is just for STDs and HST. No, it's also for unwanted pregnancies. It's also protect you from having a child that you're not prepared for, that you're just stuck with. And until women get serious about their own bodies, then the cycle will just continue to repeat itself. We're just gonna continue going wrong. It is 2025. Whatever you're drinking, it's time to wake up. Whether you're drinking tea, whether you're drinking coffee, whether you're drinking rum, it's time to wake up and smell it. Times are getting harder. Cost of living is getting higher. You're struggling to take care of yourself. What makes you think you can take care of a little more? Every minute, mommy, I'm hungry. Every minute, I want a snack. Every minute. Plus milk, plus diapers, plus daycare, plus. It is not easy. I don't know who made y'all think it's easy, but it's not. And y'all going with the notion that child must mind. No, nobody's obligated to do nothing for nobody anymore. Everybody's on their own train, riding their own waves. So now you left to struggle. So continue feeling sweet, continue making your children and not thinking about what's going to happen. And then y'all will figure it out as you move along. On that note, so this is what happens when we fail to follow God's orders and commands. We are left over to a reprobate mind that allows us to make self-will decisions that only leads to our destruction, and then we play the blame game. Follow God's will and we'll be good. That's a good way to end. They always want a snack. So little niece when they come to me and spend every minute and I want a snack. And every minute you buying a whole thing of snack. By the time you make a wrong and come back, you done. And then have no consideration for, okay, let me eat one today and one for tomorrow. They eating all. If ladies don't rose gives a bit. Jackie, come off my life. Yeah, bye. I'll see you all next week as well. Thank you so much, Nirvana. Thank you so much, Beacon Insurance and Western Union, for powering up our show. And I'll see you guys next week. Thank you all for participating as always. A pleasure having you here. All right? I'll see you. Oh, Lord.
Renwick and Thompson Limited, Beacon Insurance, and Nirvana Health Spa.